So my second year of trophy hunting looked a little like this. Oh! Yes, let's go! Yes! Imagine like this is your missus's foot, bruv. This is your skillful hands. We got the massage chat. Oh my! It should show up on PlayStation profiles as a hentai game, so I'm now cursed. Thanks, chat.
Oh, you! Oh my god, I can't believe it. I had no ammo. I didn't even know that was gonna work. Yes, suck your Wolverine. Yes. Okay, you can sell the game now. Platinum unlocked. Oh my word. I can't believe it. Ah, oh, yes, a trophy. I heard it pop. I heard it pop. I heard it pop.
Torment a miner. I kind of want to make a joke, but I don't really. I don't really want to. I'll leave that to Dr. Disrespect, right? Oh my! At 12:15 on the 1st of December, that will be the end of the 24-hour live stream. Can we get 10 platinums in 24 hours? Let's go. We've done a lot over the past year. If you've seen my PlayStation Wrapped, you'll know that I got 80 platinum trophies this year. And of course, not every game I played was a platinum trophy. So I'm intrigued to see what I started the year playing, what I abandoned, and things like that. So without further ado, let's get into this video and we can see what my second year of YouTube looks like. Okie dokie. So as I said, I'm recording this towards the end of December. So as you can see here, these are two games that I did platinum and play at the end of December. And this was actually when I started my I got a platinum in every genre challenge. So this year, the biggest video arguably on my channel this year was I got a platinum in every genre. So the name's in the title. I played every single genre on the PlayStation Store and got a platinum trophy. So I had this idea all the way back towards the end of 2023. And as you can see, I got this on the 29th of December 2023, and then also Memory Lane on the same day. They were just quick platinums. They're not nothing to write home about, but it was just needed for the video. And then Shadowrun Returns was a game that I was trialing out for that video as well. And I believe I must have played this sort of to the start of January. Let's just take a look at the date there. So yeah, 4th of January 2024. So this is technically where the second year starts for me, which is really cool. So moving forward then, Fallout Shelter is another game that I was playing for that challenge. So you're probably going to see a bit of a theme here. The games that are platinumed or being played are in direct relation to that video. So if you've not seen that video, kind of a little bit of a spoiler because you'll be seeing the games that are played. But Fallout Shelter is the first game that I have actively decided to abandon. And the reason for that is there was just a couple of bug trophies for me. I explain in the video in more depth about why. So I'm not going to get into it here, but it's essentially just a mobile game. So you can imagine that it's not really optimized well for consoles in a way. And then next up we've got Live Alive. I believe that's the right way to say it. And I got this on the 9th of January 2024. And this is where I kind of started my streaming journey, arguably. I think Live Alive was one of my very first streams. Either like that, Uncharted, and maybe Crisis, the first one. But I don't know where Crisis is. We may see it this year. But this was one of the first games I streamed when I was streaming directly from my PlayStation 5. And now you get to see a nice pretty border, which is obviously running through OBS and a computer. So over the past year, we've really upgraded our streaming, and next year I really want to sort of continue to improve the streaming. Of course, just a little plug, I do stream pretty much every week on YouTube, and I post my stream schedules on YouTube and also in my Discord. All of the links are in the description for the relevant content there. But yeah, I stream pretty much every game I platinum for the most part. And then we've got Tekken 7 as well. So if you remember earlier this year, one of, again, a video that done fairly well was me getting the platinum in Tekken 7. And just to touch on Live Alive actually, it's got a 17.5% rarity on the platinum, and there's not many people that own the game, hence why it's so high. But I would actually say that this platinum is kind of hard to get. Like the people that have got the platinum, it's very similar to Final Fantasy. It's a Square Enix game, right? It's a JRPG, but just the way that it is like people that have the platinum for this game truly love the game, and it is a difficult one, very similar to some Final Fantasy games as well. So just to flag that one, if you think it's an easy platinum, you can follow it with a guide, but it's going to be a very in-depth guide to follow. And then next up we've got Party Friends as well. It's an ultra rare. It's a 4.3%, and I'm super surprised on this one. I think it might have been free on PlayStation Plus. again, it's a party game. I needed it for the video, and I'm actually really shocked that that's a 4.3% there. I thought that this would be, shovelware level of content. I think when did I? I'm curious just to see. Oh, so new to old. So I did this all on the 10th, did I? So I started at 11:30 and then finished at 2:30. So it took me about, what, 3 hours to do, which is absolutely astronomical. Like, it's not a hard platinum at all. It's just, I think you may need a couple of controllers to do it. And then moving on, we've got the Pac-Man game. Again, I'm not very good at playing Pac-Man, and again, it's another ultra rare 1%. A lot of these games I don't really check the percentages on. I just assume that because I've done them, they're not that rare. But again, it says it's an ultra rare. It's not too difficult when you look at PlayStation profiles, but for me, I did find it kind of hard. It is possible to do, but definitely a bit of a challenge if you're not used to arcade styled games. And then we've got Crisis Remastered, right? So yeah, this was the start of the year when I was still streaming directly from my PS5, and I just remember that Crisis is quite notorious for crashing, PCs and also PlayStations, and it crashed my PlayStation, and I was like, right, well, I'm live streaming directly from my PlayStation, and as soon as you close the application, you end the live stream. So I was like, right, I have to go. Like, I was on the final boss as well. So yeah, absolutely janky game. We're going to see more Crisis throughout this video, but I honestly couldn't tell you the storyline of what it was even about. Then we've got a kids game here, PJ Masks, Heroes of the Night. Again, it's a kids game. It's super easy, and it's a 2.1%. It's just collectibles. It's nothing too hard. It's a fairly easy platinum there. And then we've got Waifu Impact as well. So a pretty jokesy game. Nothing too crazy about that one, for content purposes, as they say. And then we've got Metal Hellsinger up next, which is like a rhythm sync game. Again, ultra rare, 4.5%. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm so surprised how rare some of these are. Again, pretty fun game. I don't really play rhythm synth games, but this was interesting. It can be cheese to get the platinum, and I'm surprised the rarity is so low because you can put an assistance mode on. But some of the trophies, there's one trophy associated to getting basically completing a level without missing a streak, pretty much, which, if you've played this game, would take so much practice to do. So I'm trying to never hit an offbeat in a hell, so basically complete a mission without missing a beat, which is just, if you can do that legit, then fair enough. Absolutely craziness. And then we've got Need for Speed as well. So again, a very rare one. I think this is probably people's favorite Need for Speed game. Not entirely sure, to be completely honest. And I kind of remember my journey with this one because a lot of this is popped throughout February and the end of February. So I remember that I was sort of working on this video in the background, and it was just before I went away for my birthday. So I was sort of like early hours of the morning, so I had an early flight. I was like grinding out some of this game because it takes, like, look at this, midnight, half midnight. Like, it takes like a long while to get this platinum, but it was an okay game. I'm definitely more of a classic Need for Speed player, sort of with Underground and Most Wanted. I thought there were some weird things in this game, but I'm not the biggest racing fan. I don't really play the game, so I don't think I really have much to comment on that and sort of give an opinion. Then we've got Micro Arcade Shape Swarm. Again, it's a platinum not proud of. Look at that, 96%. It's common, but again, it was just for content purposes for that genre video there. Then moving on, we've got 12 minutes, very rare, 11% there. It's an interesting game. You can get the platinum pretty quickly if you follow a guide, which does take out the immersion of it. But if you play it blind, again, great fun. But it's a very interesting game if you don't know anything about it. It's kind of like I think there's 12 minutes, right? And it's just continuously looped, and you're trying to figure out the puzzle pieces. I'm pretty sure that's the right game there. And then next up, we've got Dodgeball Academia, which is a very interesting game. It's kind of like, it plays almost like a JRPG, but it's dodgeball. So it's a strange one. It's probably fun to, not wanting to load. It's an odd one. It's like, it could be fun to just play, but to go through the platinum trophy, it's a bit of a slog. So it's like, maybe if you weren't trophy hunting, it would be more fun than it is. But I wouldn't really recommend that one. You can follow a guide. I think I watched the Welsh Hunter do it, so shout out to him. He just done like a 6 or 7 hour guide. It's quite boring to do, but it needed to be done for the sports title in that video. And then I did Maquette. So this is a puzzle game, and I would not recommend this. Well, it's a puzzle game. Firstly, if you enjoy puzzle games, fair enough. But it's not like the ones where it's just a board where you can like Google the answer and like match the pieces. It's like a physical, like you're walking around and stuff, which is a cool concept, but it just doesn't work because some of the trophies that you need to complete are actually associated to speed running as well. So look at this, like complete under 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and there's an art to speed running, but this game is a little bit janky and it's quite fiddly to do. So I don't think that the speed run trophies complement it so well. I guess that's why it's only 6% of players have it, because they are quite frustrating to do. Because as you can see, completing the base game is pretty easy. It's these ones that do provide the challenge. By all means, if you like puzzle games and a challenge, go for it. You can cheese it. I don't know if it's been patched, but you can like clip yourself out of the map on some of them to get the trophies quicker. I just wouldn't really recommend it. And then next up we've got Alien Isolation, which, oh, look at that, 0.9%. The only reason why I have this platinum trophy is from watching Snamwages go through his very painful run of. I think he was playing this game for about a year, maybe over a year, trying to play it on Nightmare Permadeath, which is a challenge I would aspire to complete. So this is the reason why I played it, and as you can see, I kind of broke up the playthroughs throughout 2023. You can do it in one playthrough, but I kind of split my playthrough. So I did like one playthrough without dying and doing the collectibles, and then I just needed to get 100 deaths, I think, and then complete the game on hard. You could combine them together and save scum, but I decided to sort of split them in two. And I don't like playing games back to back, hence why I played it all the way back in August, probably when Snam was like steaming through it. And then revisited it in sort of like the new year when I forgot about it. And I do have a few other games as well. Next up then we've got Lara Croft Go, and what can I say? Again, you can follow guides to get it. It's a pretty fun game, and there is actually a Hitman Go, but it's not compatible with PS5s, and I brought it. So I'm going to have to dust off my PS4 to play Hitman Go and get the platinum. But I really liked Lara Croft Go. Again, that was another video on my channel, which was, you know, it's the best Lara Croft game, so I thought I'd be a little bit edgy with that one. But getting into some really, really good games now, or good games should I say, is the Walking Dead Destinies. And it's beautiful that it's an ultra rare with 3% of players. If you love The Walking Dead, again, I made a video on the channel, so a lot of these games you may have seen the video and that's why you're here. If not, I'll link the playlist of all of my videos, or you can just check the channel out. Subscribe, maybe, it does help me out. But Walking Dead Destinies is so interesting, and it gets a lot of stick because it's a game mill game, and you just know that they don't give a care in the world about what they're pushing out for whatever reason. But I enjoyed it. I'm a Walking Dead fan. I remember watching it. I think it premiered on Halloween back in 2010 or something like that on FX in the UK. Like, I remember watching it as a kid with my mum. It's a show that we've watched all the way through, so I've got a lot of loyalty to the show. I can hold my hands up and say that the show does get really bad during points, but it does pick up again in sort of in the end, and the spin-off shows are quite good, like the Daryl Dixon one. So yeah, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. I've played a lot of the sort of the Telltale game as well, and Survival Instinct, which we'll see a little bit later on. But it's janky. A couple of trophies may be a little bit bugged. I think it's random for everybody, but if you can kind of get past the level of sloppiness on it, it's not a bad game. You know, it's not a great game, but it's like okay to bad. I'd give it a whirl if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you like the sort of what if timeline. That's all I can really say on it. Without saying too much, it's an ultra rare as well. Just have fun with it, you know. Next up, we've got Life is Strange: True Colors, and I hated this game. I thought the story was laughable. It was like just the storytelling and writing of the actual story itself just sucked. It's more or less a walking sim with collectibles. I don't mind it too much, but the story to like go alongside it was really bad. Graphically, it looked quite nice. You know, some of the themes that they had that I saw were quite good, but it's like right at the start when her brother dies, I think, it's like he just gets dunked on the head by a rock, and it's like the funniest thing you'll ever see. And I was like, they kind of built up to this and then just gave him a comedy death. I was like, are you sure about that? So I think this isn't the best one in the series. I think people like the first one the most. So I've kind of done myself dirty with properly or getting a platinum in it. I do have like 1% in the first Life is Strange, which is on my backlog to clean up, but I don't know, this one has just put me off of the franchise, just in general. It's kind of like aimed at teenagers, I would say, maybe. And don't get me wrong, I love watching like teenager shows like Vampire Diaries and things like that. Like it's a bit of a guilty pleasure, Gossip Girl. So on paper, I probably should have liked that because I don't mind that, you know, that theatrical style, but it just didn't hit for me, unfortunately. And then next up, we've got High on Life. Super fun game, this one. Like really, really fun. I just had a lot of fun with it. And I always say that I really want to get the DLC for it. Whether I actually do is a different question because I don't play DLC. I don't want to spend more money after I've paid full price for a game unless it's in a bundle. But this is a game that I generally would consider picking up at some point because I enjoyed the base game so much. I would love to see High on Life 2 or just something, you know, crazy again. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. And then up next we've got EA Sports FC24. So this is the first game of, you know, FIFA losing the name from it being FIFA 23. It's now EA Sports FC24, and as you can see, it's a 0.1% platinum trophy there, so super rare. The rarest trophy that's going to hold you back is an online trophy for pro clubs, which is an absolute nightmare to get. So reach elite division with your clubs, your club on pro clubs. It's difficult, like hands down. It is so difficult to do. You need to pretty much get to the best division in the world where you're playing the best players sort of in your region, and then you need to win 5 games in a row without losing. And also, if somebody backs out, if you're on your 5th game to like win the playoffs and the other team back out, you don't get the trophy as well. So yeah, it's a nightmare, to be honest, to get it. But me and my friends were good enough to do that like a couple of times over. The FIFA 25, you'll see it later, but the FIFA 25 platinum list is exactly the same, just a copy and paste job. But next up, we've got Promesa, Promesa. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. I believe this might be an Italian developer, or it's an Italian person. I do apologize if I've got this wrong, but I think it's a story inspired by their grandfather that has dementia, maybe. Like, please do fact check it because I'm trying to recall from sort of the deep depths of what happened on the on the 29th of February, which is a leap year, so it's not happening for another 4 years. But it was a very nice game, I thought. Very nice game. It's a walking sim game, and as you can see, a fairly straightforward platinum to get. My name is Mayo. I feel like every trophy list has to have this at some point. It's just a funny one. I went so long without getting it and just thought, why not? I think I was trying to reach a milestone maybe. But then we've got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale game. So this is actually delisted. There's an entire video on the channel of me exploring delisted games, more in particular the Telltale games, because I was gonna sort of focus on individual games, and I did the Deadpool game, but then the Deadpool film came out, so it went into something else, and I was looking at a bunch of games, and there was a lot of Telltale games, so I was like, right, let me just put a collection together because people like watching collection videos. You can pick this game up on the second-hand market. You do have to get a physical copy of it though. Be careful that you're buying the full season of it because sometimes you can get shafted with just buying episode 1. But yeah, I thought it was not the best Telltale game, but it was definitely better than some of the others I've played. I did enjoy it. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, arguably my game of the year, I would say. I really loved it. I think about 80 hours, I think it said on my PlayStation Wrap, so I could put a good amount of time into it. The only trophies that I don't really have are sort of leveling up a character, sort of a couple of easy ones there to be fair, but it's completing the game on hards, doing the combat sim, and then it's like the Johnny missions, I don't know, like defeating Gilgamesh, I think that's a boss, and donate 60 items to Johnny's Seaside Inn. I think that's quite a hard one to do. It's a weird one. Like, I really loved the game, and I didn't want to play it on hard mode right away because I enjoyed it and I just kind of wanted to let the dust settle. I think if I was to go back and maybe platinum it this or sort of the coming year, so 2025, maybe I could work on it because I would love to have a Final Fantasy VII related platinum trophy because I don't have any, despite loving the games, which is really frustrating because I'm just not good enough to get the platinum. But yeah, it's one of those games where I enjoyed my journey and I just didn't want to start hating the game by chasing a platinum trophy. So again, I was happy just to leave that one there, as is. But maybe one day, maybe one day. And then Grand Theft Auto 5. So historically, we can see like the first trophy I'm assuming there was on the 11th of November, 2014. So it was, what was that, 10 years later, or sort of 9 years and like a couple of months, however many. So it's like a 10-year platinum for me, almost 0.1% of players. I just went back and cleaned up a bunch of trophies that I needed to do. So getting the 70 gold medals, things like that, getting 100% game completion, which was quite a difficult one because I thought I did everything. So like doing the under the bridge, and there was like, what was it, stunt jumps as well. So like originally, if we, so 2015, right, I was like, okay, like I'm going to start trying to work on the platinum because I was probably like maybe like, let's say 8 trophies off of the platinum, and I was doing the stunt jumps and one of them just didn't register. Like I was missing one after watching a video guide, and I was like, I'm not going all the way back through that. Like it's glitched. I've done something wrong. I can't be bothered. Like I just don't care for it. So I've gone back through, 10 years later. Is it 10? Yeah, 10 years later, I watched a guide, and luckily one of the stunt jumps was probably within like the first sort of quarter of the video, so it wasn't too bad. And then just continued doing the miscellaneous things. Completing the 10 waves in survival wasn't too bad. You can find some good spots. Getting first place in all competition types can be difficult, so Nostromo, shout out to my buddy, helped out with getting that one. Again, the 100% game completion is a bit annoying because there was a race, and races do count in single player towards 100% completion, which I was pulling my hair out because I was like, I've done everything, I've done like the missions, I've done this, I've done like everything I could think of. But yeah, it was really weird. So if you are going for 100%, just make sure you're checking everything, because one of mine was a race that occurred every 2 weeks and was only at night time. Don't forget to drop a video for the thumbs up there. But yeah, so it was a bit of a nightmare, but managed to finally get the platinum for that, which I'm super happy with. And then, as you know, it's an auto pop for PS5. However, really weird thing happened with the PS5 and PS4 version is that when I downloaded the PS5 version, at the time of doing it, you couldn't transfer your PlayStation 4 account to your PS5 and backwards. So that meaning I took my PS4 account over to PS5, and it was stuck on the PS5 version. So I kind of needed to backtrack when I was going for the PS4 version because I needed to create a brand new character, because at the time when I transferred via the cloud, it didn't go backwards. They've since resolved it, so it's literally just seamless, like both of the characters go across. But when I did it, it was really weird. So I had to repeat a lot of the online stuff for both of these versions. So for the most part, all of the story stuff, yes, wasn't auto-pop. Be completely transparent about that. But a lot of the online stuff I did have to do again. So playing tennis, like me and Nostromo, he had to sit there for it twice. Well, we both did, but like helping out and things like that. RoboCop Rogue City, surprisingly, a very fun game. Like a very fun game that I enjoyed. It kind of overstayed its welcome. It went on a little too long, I thought, but it's a very easy, straightforward platinum to get, and I would recommend it if it's cheap enough. And then Deadpool, 1.2% of players. So I did this back in April, right? So this is again when I was on that delisted game kind of hype. I always knew that the Deadpool film was coming out, and I was like, right, let me get a Deadpool video done. The film didn't come out for 3 or 4 months. It came out in like July, I think. So I had the platinum done in April. I had the video done. If you check the channel, it either came out in April or May time. However, I did give myself a sort of challenge to do for it to make it interesting. So the Suck It Wolverine trophy, you need to complete the last mission from start to finish without dying, so essentially permadeath. So what I decided to do was I put the game on the maximum difficulty, which is ultra violence difficulty, and I played the last mission, and oh my word, some of the streams and things that happened, it was honestly a nightmare to do. Like you'd get one shot from nowhere, and I think to date it's probably one of my favorite gaming challenges and something that I'm really proud of doing because it got to the point where the very first stream it took me like an hour and a half to get out of the first section, and then like a week and a half later I was clearing that section because I found the optimal route in like 2 minutes, and it's I think members only have the full 37 minutes of me getting that trophy because I managed to cut down and like I didn't glitch anything, but I would just run through things and knew where the spawn patterns would happen. It's one of those things where it's like if you practice enough, you'll get it, and it's just something that I was so happy with because it like putting the time in really paid off, and to do that as a challenge, I thought it was great. And the video, I think the video could have been better. Granted, like it didn't perform the best, but it was an oversight. I released it quite a way before the film came out because I wanted to be like the first person to do it. But a lot of other YouTubers had the idea of doing it, which I mean, it's a great idea to do. And then it just I didn't really get onto the hype train unfortunately with it, but I loved the Deadpool game. Next up, we've got Hentai versus Evil. So this was the same day as the Deadpool game, was it? Yeah, it's the same day, 22nd of April, and I just needed a game to chill out to, so I'm pretty sure I played this on stream as well. And then we've got Back to the Future, the game. So this is a very rare one. I like how the artwork there is the Platinum Trophy itself. It, it, I didn't like it. 60 trophies for a Telltale game, I think is a bit ridiculous if you ask me. And there's like a lot of missables that you do, and I just I just didn't like it, if I'm being completely honest with you. It just didn't vibe for me. Next up, I played a little bit of the finals. I would love to get this platinum. When I jumped in with a few YouTubers. You've probably seen their videos on this, and they had to go through an absolute grind because you need how many monies do you need to get? 50 million in cash you need to get, which takes a long time, absolutely long time. So like a group of YouTubers, they're just grinding out for it, and I was like, I can't remember what the teams were, but I was like, they're all running for it, and I don't really fit into the squad because let's say it's like a 3 or 4 person team. I was the fifth, so it's like I would jump in and out when there was a spare spot. I had absolutely like so much fun on the game, and the finals generally is a fun game, but it's like you need to be playing it with a group, and when you do play with a group, and like when we played, we were quite good together. We were just winning, so of course it would be fun. But I played a little bit solo, and I was like, yeah, I need a team. But if you really like it, it's a platinum to definitely get. It will take a very long time to do though. So then moving on, we've got Minecraft story modes, episode or season 1 and season 2. I didn't actually realize you can get the platinum trophy by not completing the entire game. I did for some weird reason, but yeah, you can get the platinum for not, because these are like DLC, but they still come on the disc. And then season 2 as well is just all in one. But again, another Telltale game, 2 games that are actually delisted. I surprisingly had a lot of fun in them, which is, kind of crazy to say because I thought they were going to be quite bad, but they were actually quite good. Quite long to do back to back. That was my only critique. I did that on the 1st of May, and I got this one on the 30th of April, so literally more or less a day apart, which is too much Minecraft, if you ask me. That's the only critique I've got on it, but that's my fault for doing so. The Wolf Among Us, again, I played this for the first time this year, and wow, what a game. And when I think I mentioned in this delisted Telltale video, I was like, oh, well, there's meant to be season 2 coming out in December 2024. We've still not heard anything. So it kind of sucks, but if they do hopefully release a season 2 of it, I'm so down for it because I really enjoyed The Wolf Among Us. I'm glad I didn't play it when it first came out when I was younger because I wouldn't have appreciated it. That's all I can say. Next up, we've got the Demon Slayer game, and they have actually announced a second version of the game. It's going to be is it Jump Fest or Anime Fest? They're going to like have demos of it there. I don't know when that is though. It'll be in 2025 at some point. But again, I really enjoyed this game. It really shocked me when I played it for a little bit on stream. It was like, it had this open world element. There were a couple of collectibles, not too many, sort of in your face. It was like very reasonable. And then it had like your typical sort of fighting game aspect to it. And then obviously there was like fighting as well. Like it was a very well-rounded game, like a very well-rounded, it had a little bit of everything. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see what they do with the second game. Moving on then, we've got Final Fantasy 15. So I played this game in 2016 when it probably came out on release. Played it, and then I literally left a couple of, oh, we don't want to do not earned, a couple of trophies, just because I couldn't do them at the time. So like fishing, survival, side quests, defeating the massive tortoise, collecting the royal arms. So, oh wait, is this? Oh yeah, 2023 was last year. How come the platinums? Ignore me. Do you know what I've done there, chat? Ignore. Why am I saying chat? There's no chat here. Do you know what I've done? Is I take everything back. I did this in 2023. I went into episode Prompto and popped the trophy in 2024. So when I got Final Fantasy 16's platinum, it went 15, 16. That's the reason why I did it. So I went through this weird phase, and you'll see it with Battlefield, where I wanted to get games next to each other from the same franchise. Despite if I went onto PlayStation profiles, I could put it into alphabetical order. But yeah, so Final Fantasy 16, again, I played this in 2023. It was my game of the year for 2023. Thoroughly enjoyed it. However, there is complete the game on Final Fantasy mode, which is New Game Plus. I didn't want to put, I put like however many hours, a lot of hours into it on my first time round. Like I did everything possible. I was like, I'm not just going to go and do that again. Like, give me a moment, let me breathe, and I'll come back to it. Very much like Alien Isolation. So that's what I recommend doing with games like this, unless you need to make content for it, of course. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed Final Fantasy 16. If you can play it, definitely do it. The DLC, again, it's very similar to me as High on Life. It would probably be very fun to go back and do this DLC because I'm sure it's great. We've got The Last Stand Aftermath then, and again, I was trying to get this game because it was like, it reminded me of an old Flash game, and as you can see, I couldn't get out of the tutorial. I think I popped one thing, and the PS4 version, the game just crashes as soon as you get out of the tutorial, so I was like, it's a shame that it's tarnished on the account, but I physically couldn't move forward because the game kept crashing. I think the PS5 version might be a little bit more stable, or maybe if I tried it on my PS4, but it was too many hoops to jump through for a game that was crashing. I was like, I'll just leave that there. Football Manager 2024, again, very similar to the 2023 version. It's an ultra rare, it's a GOAT, shout out to me. But 0.4%, again, it's pretty much your bog standard footballing stuff. It's if you like Football Manager, go for it. It's fairly easy, just a bit of a time sink. We've got Crisis 2 then, so very rare, 6%. Probably one of the, it was definitely an improvement of Crisis 1. I still couldn't tell you the storyline. Completely different character as well, I'm pretty sure, which I thought was very weird. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I'll put my hands up. I would never platinum this game or the previous game. I've played the previous game, like completed it and really enjoyed it. But the problem I've got with this game is I don't like how you unlock certain abilities and then you have to go back into previous missions to then move a rock with the force that you never had before. I hate it when games lock collectibles behind a skill that you don't have at the start. Like, if you're putting collectibles in a game, please just make them accessible from the very first point. Do you know what I mean? So I was playing this through on my EA, is it EA Play or EA Pass? Because I don't know why I had it. I had it for some reason, probably to buy a game for a discount or whatever, but I had it. Played it, was actually enjoying it, but I just had like a couple of other games going on the back burner, and it was like I couldn't really sort of dive into it too much. But it was good. It was good. Like, I would go back and play it at some point, but I would never go for the platinum. It was like, it was good, but it didn't completely grab me. So I was like, I'm happy not playing it. You know, I'm sure it's great, but I'm happy. Crisis 3 then, again, ultra rare. I think it's probably fair enough to say that Crisis 3 is probably the best one because it's like the newest one and upgraded. Is it still good? Probably not. Like, I think there's a couple of glitch trophies that can occur in Crisis 3 as well that some other content creators have suffered with. But yeah, to be honest, the Crisis trilogy, you can pick it up really cheap. I wouldn't really recommend it. It's just, like, can somebody in the comments generally tell me what the story is about? Because they had such potential with the first one and then just never really followed up with it. Next up, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So this is an ultra rare, and I will be completely transparent. There is an exploit that you can do. Like, you can see that a lot of these trophies were back in 2012 when I originally played it. So like, I did do a lot of it legit. The only thing that you can't get is there's a trophy called for League Play. It was a mode like ranked play back in the day, but the servers for it have shut down. You needed to, I think, play 5 games or do something in it like that. You needed to play the mode essentially, or place in it, whatever. and you need to do that, and then you get the trophy. Not possible to get now. However, I don't know if it's still working. Check a YouTube video and check the comments. But you can go onto theater mode. You can like check somebody's like game or something, load it into your theater mode, and then it brings up like a mod menu, and you can do all of like the crazy things that a mod menu does. And then of course you can also get the missing trophy, but do be warned, it does flag it up on PlayStation profiles because you can't obtain it anymore. So again, completely transparent with everybody. That's obviously what's happened there. Actually, no, a hacker joined my game and hacked it. Oh no, I misspoke there. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So I streamed this on the channel, and I honestly can't believe how long ago I did it. So it was around it was summer. We had a great summer playing all of the Resident Evil like games I hadn't played. So we did 7, 8, and then 4. I need to go back and replay it and sort of clean up the platinum, but it's just the time. I've got Resident Evil 2 and 3, and you'll know that you need multiple playthroughs, and it's quite a lot to do. So a lot of the games I do play, I have every intention of getting the platinum, and I will do it at some point, but it's just after I've just played it, I'd move on to the next one because it's quite boring, I find, for my live streams to watch me play the same game twice and like have a guide up to find collectibles and things like that. Completely ruins the vibe. So I kind of do everything through blind first and then come back and clean it up in my own time. But next up we've got Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, and 0.3% of players. This was done completely legit. We did a live stream on it. I think I actually popped the platinum. It was like an 8-hour live stream, and I think that was when some of my first ever donations came through on live stream. I remember that Satire, another YouTubing god, just came through with an absolutely crazy donation, and if I can find the clip, you can see it now.
Whoa!
My country thanks you.
Whoa! Oh my word! Satire! Wow! Thank you so much. Oh my goodness! Wow! Thank you so much for the donation. That honestly means the world. Oh my good! Wow! Brock! Wow! Thank you so much. That is honestly crazy, and I'm so grateful for that. You really didn't have to do that. Wow. I almost want to cry. So much.
But yeah, shout out to him. Like it was one of the streams where it was like people, like the first kind of donations came through and members and things like that, and I was like, I honestly can't believe this, and I'm obviously super grateful. And now we've got a massive community. Like we've got over 20 members of the channel. So grateful for that, and thank you everyone that is a member of the channel, because it's great having you around. And of course, you get access to bonus videos and streams as well. So, and emojis. So join as a member, right? Back 4 Blood. What an awful game. It's rated a 9 out of 10. I don't personally think it is. The guide needs to be updated. I ran through it in 2021 a little bit, and then I came back to it in 2023 with a group of friends. I basically got carried because they were very good. They told me put on this meta build, and if you put on this meta build, we'll be able to complete the game easy peasy. The only hard trophy really is Good Riddance, killing 53,000 enemies, and also winning a game in Swarm mode. You can do it in private match, but you'd need either a friend or another controller, like a console and controller, because it's kind of awkward to matchmake with somebody and then you'd have to win the game. So you can kind of cheese that one. But yeah, getting 53,000 kills, I don't think that people that generally play, like there wasn't too much replay value in this game, which was quite sad. It's not like Left 4 Dead where, you know, you had versus mode and it was really fun replaying it. This game was like you played it through, you completed it, maybe you'd go back to it a little bit or play DLC, but it wasn't, I just didn't see the replay value in it. It was a good game, but it's like a one and done. Like once you've done it, you've done it. And to get 53,000 zombie kills is absolutely insane. Like after I started in 2021, played it for a bit, stopped. I played it with my dad actually because we both love Left 4 Dead, so we played it together. And then we came back in 2023. I played it. I think I only had about 9,000 zombie kills, just from running through the game, like start to finish. So they expected people to put crazy amount of hours in with that trophy. I ended up just finding a corner in a map, and I was just like with a machete and a melee build, just constantly like farming kills like that. Moving on then, we've got Destiny, and I'm so close to getting the platinum to this. I played it again over 10 years ago now, back in 2014. I went and cleaned up a couple of trophies with Nostromo, I believe, like completing a strike team with a full fire team. and we was also with like a random dude as well that we added that was still playing the game. It was like so sick, super nice guy. But yeah, we need to put a session together within the community to like do the raid and things like that. Like we need to complete a raid without dying, complete a raid with our clan members. So those are the main sort of ones, and then just upgrading the subclasses. But I'm pretty sure they're easy to do. I've just not put the sort of other grind of leveling stuff up because it's like I kind of need to do the hard stuff of like getting a clan together. But next up, we've got Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Again, I've got a video on the channel of this one. It's a really fun, light-hearted game. I would recommend it. We've got Terminator Salvation on PlayStation 3. I didn't realize this game was third person. I thought this was going to be an FPS, but it was like an over-the-shoulder shooter, which makes sense for being a PlayStation 3 game, but it was surprisingly quite fun as well. So if you've got a PlayStation 3, I would recommend it. Completing the game on hard can be a little bit difficult at times though, so do be careful on that one. But for the most part, you know, it is fairly straightforward. It's not the hardest one to get. Call of Duty World War II. Oh my word, where do I start with this one? It's an ultra rare, 0.1%, and essentially me and Castromo, we've played through the game previously, many years ago, as you can see, like in 2017 when it first came out. I think I was at university, and we did a platinum race on the channel. So I'm still cooking up the video. If it will ever come out of the gulag will be a different question. But we basically needed to complete the campaign on. We needed to complete the campaign on veteran. So we had a race on stream. We were both streaming at the same time who could complete the campaign the quickest. Long story short, he won. Like he absolutely smoked me because there was a tank section and I got stuck on it for too long, and he completed the game the night before where I hadn't played the campaign for ages, and I think he knew a strategy about how to do it, so he kind of zipped through it a little bit quicker than me. But I mean, in general, he still did way better than me, regardless of that section. And then also, we did the zombies Easter egg together, which is, I can't lie to you, probably the hardest thing that we've done. So, like the night before, or a few nights before the live stream, because we did the live stream on the weekend, we needed to complete the Easter egg, and we were like, we don't know if we're going to do this because we want the platinum to pop on the stream, and we were like proper panicking behind the scenes. And long story short, we did it, and it was such an epic moment because he thought he was going to die, and I was like, please don't die. Yeah, great stuff. Resident Evil Village, again, played this for the first time over summer. Again, just like RE7, I will go back and clean it up at some point, but I enjoyed myself with that one. Crime Boss Rockay City, again, this game is interesting. It's basically, it feels like a really bad mobile game. I think that's what I was going to call the video, or something like that I was going to make. But it's, I don't know, man. I was going for the platinum and working towards it, but it's just a couple of the trophies were just a little bit too grindy, and it's like the game wasn't. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful like people made it out to be. I think it would be an interesting platinum to own, but it's just the sort of there's kind of a bit of RNG and randomness to it of whether you're going to get the things you need. So yeah, I kind of just parked it. So I was like, I've got other stuff going on that I'd rather play. But it wasn't bad. It was like kind of like Payday, but it was also very repetitive. And it's like the stealth mechanics in it really did suck. Resident Evil 4, wowie. Again, I will at some point go and clean this up. I played this on the highest difficulty available from like starting fresh. So is it professional maybe? Played it for the first time. Wow, I didn't. The reason why I never played Resident Evil 4 is because I never thought that I'd be able to complete it, let alone complete it blind on the highest difficulty available to me. So many great moments. A lot of my community have actually come from like the Resident Evil side of things as well, so I'm super grateful for that. And if you remember the Resident Evil 4 streams, then shout out to you. And if you're still here, absolute legends. Suicide Guy, a shit game. Wouldn't recommend it. It honestly would make me question. I just questioned life after that. It was so bad. It was like a Twitter ads, and it was like almost a meme, and I was like, it can't be real. And then I checked the store, and it was. I was like, I kind of need to try this, but you know. YouTuber's Life 2. Again, probably people don't know about this game. There's YouTuber's Life 1 and YouTuber's Life 2, and I was going to do a video, and it still is a good video, so I'm saying it here. If somebody could take the idea, but here's what it is, it's the internet. I was literally going to be like, just get a platinum trophy. It's like I became a YouTuber for this platinum. If you do take that after watching this video, another content creator, just give me some credit, please. But yeah, there's this game, but it is one of those ones where it is so grindy to do, and it is so boring. And again, it's got that mobile game feel to it where it's like you need to wait a day and go to sleep before you can do any more tasks, and it just wasn't worth my time for, you know, potentially a video to get not not go viral sort of thing. Or it could have, who knows, in a different timeline maybe, but it was just a hard play. It was a very hard play. Next up, then, we've got Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield 5. So if you remember earlier, I was saying that I wanted to get all of the trophy or games from a franchise in like an order. So we did this on July 22nd. I think I popped most of them. I did them all in the same live stream, which is on the channel. So like, I just needed to do some like multiplayer stuff for it to pop. Again, shout out to Castromo because he did help out with every single one of the multiplayer trophies. An absolute boy. And I'd say like the hardest trophy for this was probably in Battlefield 5, where you need to shoot like from a plane. You need to destroy the anti-aircraft guns. That was a bit of a nightmare to learn. And I think in Battlefield 1, one of the trophies may have been a little bit bugged for me as well. It was something to do with like completing a, was it, I don't know what game it was actually. There was something, there was one of the games, maybe it was Battlefield 5, where, was it a war story? Yeah, look, so it was like complete the war story, I think, on hardcore, but it just wasn't completing. It was really weird, a little bit glitched, but it worked out in the end. Next up, then, we've got Nobody Wants to Die. It's a very rare game. It's a detective noir thriller with like you're trying to catch a serial killer. You think like there's a serial killer you believe is at large. It looks fantastic. It looks like it's a AAA game, and it costs about £20 or around that price. I thought when I saw the advert for it, I thought it was going to be PC only, and it turns out it was on console. I really enjoyed it. It's not too long of a game, so I would recommend trying it out if you're wanting a fairly easy platinum, but also a pretty good game. Okay, and then next up we've got Spec Ops: The Line. So I went back on a bit of a PlayStation 3 resurgence, and as you can see, 2013 was when I first played this game. Can I just say, if you've not played Spec Ops: The Line and you have the means to do so, play it and just enjoy, because the ending to it, like as a kid, it blew my mind, like completely blew my mind, like Shutter Island, like levels of mind blowing, Inception levels of mind blowing, like things like that. It just completely messed with my head. But yeah, we went back in this year, and we had to complete it on Fubar. So there's some miscellaneous ones. I had to go through and complete it on Suicide Mission to then unlock Fubar, so I did have a bit of practice. For the most part, it's not, like, it is difficult, don't get me wrong, and it is worthy. I think it's like a 7 out of 10 or something. Like, I would say it's worthy of that, but the majority of the game I did get through fine. There was just a couple of blips where it was very difficult. Again, it's in the vault, and I will bring a video out at some point on it, hopefully. And it goes the same for a game that we'll see a little bit further up as well. Modern Warfare 2, I went back and cleaned up a little bit on this one. Again, I played it all the way back in 2011 when I got it, which was really weird because it wasn't the newest COD at the time when I picked it up, which was quite strange. But I just finished off the game on veteran difficulty, and the things that I need to get are related to Spec Ops and also doing the pit. So there's a couple of miscellaneous, but a lot of it is to do with Spec Ops and intel, so just collectibles. The only reason why I've not touched it is because I kind of want to run through it with a partner, because I'm too scared to do it by myself because I don't think I'm good enough, so I kind of just put it off. Sifu, I've started playing this in August, and it's still on my console. I still want to go back to it because I am enjoying it, and it's a fairly achievable platinum because they have made it slightly easier to do as well. But it's yeah, really good game from what I've played so far, and I need to play a bit more, but it's just having the time to do so. Hannah Montana the movie, the most recent game video on my channel. One absolute great game. If you've not seen it, go and watch the video. It was a great ride, and if I could like just put my wig on right now, I would. And then Skate 3 as well. So the servers for Skate 3 actually got sort of patched in a way and put back up. So essentially I just need to like 100% the game, which shouldn't be too hard for me to do. It's just doing it. But the main things that I took away from like recently in August was doing the 6-player free skate session, doing some of like the own the lots, and like online challenges and stuff. So essentially, as you can see, 2012 was the last trophy that I got, and I had a good portion except for the online stuff, which I don't know why I didn't get because I did play it quite a lot. The 6-player team skate trophy or free skate session, is really difficult to coordinate and to get people into your lobby. It's obviously the servers are on their last legs. Like I don't know why they're working again, but they've obviously fixed something, but you can tell that something's not right. So trying to do that was a pain, getting 6 people available. And I think it was either own the lot or ranked team challenge. One of those two again was really hard to coordinate the teams on it. But just super glad I got that one done. And again, I think it was Satire that actually got the that I found out from him that he got the platinum and it was work. I was like, it's working. What the hell? What the deuce? And then we've got Puzzle Carnival Drop. So I'm surprised this is a rare. To be fair, it should be a common. But again, this is just an easy puzzle game that you can get. I think it's free on PlayStation Plus, where it was. And then I cleaned up Skyrim as well this year, which I'm super happy about cleaning it up. When was the last trophy on this one? 2016. So yeah, 2016. And then I went back and cleaned up a bunch of trophies. I mean, for the most part, it was, fairly easy. It was reaching level 50, learning some shout, picking locks, like fairly achievable stuff, like chopping wood. Like, I don't know how I didn't do a lot of these back in the day, and also completing side quests. No idea how I didn't complete 10 side quests back in the day. It's really weird. I think I was completing miscellaneous tasks, not side quests. Returning the Thieves Guild to its former glory was a little bit long to do. I thought as well when I was trophy hunting back in the day, because I was a Khajiit, which is the cat build race, I thought they couldn't get married. Somebody told me that they couldn't get married, so I always never got that trophy, but you can. So I don't know who lied to me, but you can. Reading skill books, again, kind of like collectible based, can be a little bit annoying. The Daedric artifacts collecting was pretty fun. They like all had their own kind of storylines to them. And then capturing the Fort Sunguard or Fort Greenwall, that one was really awkward for me because I essentially needed to start a new game or reload a save, and I don't think any of my saves were far back enough for me to actually complete this like side quest in a way on one of the storylines. So I had to restart the game, and then like I wasn't getting the quest properly. It's like you need to do a little bit of setup for it, and yeah, it was a little bit frustrating to get that one, but I got it in the end and ultimately the platinum, which I'm super happy to have got. Donut County as well, really fun game. Again, it's a fairly easy one to get, a couple of hours to do, really fun. If you've not played it, it's cheap as well. I'd definitely try that one out. Call of Duty World at War. Why is it 70? Oh wait, it's the DLC isn't like because it's a PS3 game. Got it. 1.1% ultra rare. Again, we did all of this on the channel. We streamed it, completed it on veteran. Obviously, is what the main challenge for this game is. I always say it, and again, it's in the vault for when I make a video. But I don't think World at War is difficult. I think that it's just a flawed gaming system. Grenade spam is not difficulty. It's just luck, pretty much, whether you get through things enough, and also whether you can get through a checkpoint. I think you get checkpoints based on the health you've got as well at certain points. So I think a lot of it generally is just luck, to be honest. But one of the most difficult trophies actually was, I think it's this one, Sum of All Zeros, of destroying, I think you're in a boat and you need to destroy aircrafts, and it's a dark mission sort of in the ocean, and it's very hard to see. So I was so happy when I actually got that trophy because it's an ultra rare, so it's actually quite a difficult one to get. And also assassinating General Amstel with a pistol shot. You need to do like a long shot, like it's a sniper mission, and you need to you need to somehow snipe him with a pistol, which is kind of crazy. But look, 1.7% for that trophy, and the platinum's 1.1. So that's how difficult shooting down like all of or enough of those aircrafts in that mission is. Next up, we've got the Walking Dead Survival Instinct, and again, there is a video on the channel of this one. Again, played it in 2013, and got a couple of trophies and went back and cleaned it up. If you've seen the video, you will know the biggest pain of this, and this is choose to travel at least once with every optional survivor. It's just RNG based if you're going to get it. It does take a very long time. And again, some of the collectibles, you need to follow a route in particular and make sure you know what you've done and then go on the other side of the map. I wasn't keeping track, I was just kind of freeballing it. So there are more optimal ways to doing things. We've got Furry Tangram Light. This was kind of a bit of a, well, this is Bomb Chop, another content creator and also a moderator of the channel and a friend. This is his favorite game, so he wanted me to play this, and it was so good. I did it not once but twice. Chat kind of talked me into it, but yeah, good fun. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm kind of going back through this. I need to clean up a little bit more of the online trophies. So there's a where is it? There's like I need to play all of the game modes and get to like rank 55, which isn't like the hardest thing, but again, it's just putting together some game sessions to do. I think if they said the servers are closing in 1 month's time, I would like be in more of a rush to do this. But again, it's something that's on my mind, just making sure that the online stuff is cleaned up, so then I can just clean up the the single player things as well. Call of Duty Ghosts, again, a massive shout out to the Discord that helped out with this one, because we put together a squad to run through the extinction. So we needed to escape with all 4 players in regular or hardcore, and then also completing round 20 in safeguard on that one. So yeah, I literally had everything on Ghosts cleaned up back in 2014. Everything done. I literally just needed to do the smelly extinction trophies, which is such a bad mode, I think, anyway. But an ultra rare, 0.3%. And then moving on, we've got the Trenches Platinum. This is like a World War II or World War One horror game. Really fun, but it's a weird platinum. Like, you don't need to complete the game to get the platinum, but it is quite a fun game, very easy one as well. We've got Inscription up next as well, and this is a game that I was told gets better the more you play it. I'd done a couple of streams on it and I wasn't particularly good. I would be interested to carry on with it to see if my enjoyment does improve. But it's is it a roguelike where you die, like everything resets and changes? It's like a self-aware fourth wall breaking game. It's interesting. I just feel like I'm a bit too much of a dum dum to understand and appreciate it. But again, at some point, I have said that I would like to try it again, and again, just the PS5 version of the Trenches there. Aliens versus Predator. So I will be working through getting this platinum, and essentially there's some online trophies that you need to do. Look at that, get 18,000 XP in ranked matches, which is disgusting. Winning 10 ranked matches, get playing with 6 friend in ranked matches. All of these trophies in 2024 were thanks to a boosting group. So yeah, you can see 2010 was the last time I played it. So there's a fairly small but active community for Alien versus Predator. Some great guys that I met, just through PSN profiles and the community, which is why I love trophy hunting. And yeah, this honestly is a nightmare. The getting 18,000 XP in ranked matches, if you maximized everything you did in a game, I think you'd be lucky to maybe get like 400 or 500 XP. When I say like the time sink into this game is unreal, like it is beyond stupid. However, there is a little bit of an exploit if you go into, I think it's if you go into offline mode, you can, it's like a glitch where you play like it's like you, oh, is it? It's not a VPN, but you change one of your network settings on the PS3 because you had more control of what you can do with like a proxy, I think it's called. You'd like proxy your account with like the numbers in the uh, settings to like a different country, so you could like download the day one patch and then play the game on the day one patch, I think. And then you'd go into single player and you'd do like a specific steps on like the first mission, and then you would just, I think it was like throw a grenade or something, and you'd get like XP, and then you'd get the 18,000 XP a lot quicker than expected. So yeah, crazy game. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up a bunch of these trophies, right? And then once I've cleaned them up, I'm going to play the game on, I think it's Nightmare difficulty, whatever the hardest difficulty of the mode is. Yeah, Nightmare, and it's permadeath, I'm pretty sure. And one of the campaigns, I think it's the Marine one, is really hard to do, like really difficult to do because it's permadeath. So it'll be very fun to try this at some point on the channel, but I kind of just want to run through it and get all of the boring collectible stuff. But yeah, it's that will probably happen next year. Like, this was the last PS3 game I think I played, and that was on the 9th of September. So, and then I've not played my PS3 since. It's just been sitting there, and it's like, I just look at it and think, I will come back to you. I will platinum skate, and I always think about it and I go, nah, I'll just do something on the PS5. But Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was up next, and again, 0.2%. So yeah, fairly difficult one you could get, you could argue. Complete the game on veteran, standard stuff, collecting intel. The only one with this one that I got a lot of help from was firstly playing the Exo survival matches, took a little bit of time, but then also I think you needed to, where was it? Is it that one? Essentially, you need to play one of the sort of when you play Exo Survival mode for so long and you unlock a lot of things, you unlock like a bonus mode, and in that bonus mode is like a zombies level, like a hidden zombies level. But if your friend has it, you can join their game and just play it. So shout out to Flash for helping out with that one right there. Astrobot Game of the Year, completely happy with it. I've not played any DLC because I don't really care for it, but yeah, really fun game. Really good game. It's it was very expensive when it came out, but I did cave in, and I didn't really regret it. It was completely worth the money, I thought, and if it's probably a lot cheaper now, so I definitely recommend playing that one if you've not already. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I understand why people like it. I followed a guide to do it. I knew what happened. I knew that it was a horror game. I knew that there was like this big twist in it, so it had no effect. And they provide so many warnings on the intro page. It's like it kind of takes away from the shock factor of it, of like the themes that they do. So I was like, I'll just follow a guide. It's already been ruined. Lollipop Chainsaw, the worst game I've ever played. I disliked this with a passion. There were too many glitches, too many bugs, just everything on it stunk. I did a massive rant video on the channel as well if you wanted to watch that, but I would avoid that. Just go and play it on PS3. Like physically, if you don't have a PS3, buy a PS3, buy the game on PS3 and play it that way, how it should have been played. Because it's laughable the condition that game came out in for a remaster as well. Little Nightmares 2, really fun game, really easy platinum as well. Ultra rare, 3.1%. Like, just get it. It's really fun, and I think it's free on PlayStation Plus. Dying Light, another game that I need to clean up. Again, I was working through Flash and also Leon with this one. We did like the co-op. We was playing co-op together to do like the co-op challenge, like take part in 10, win 7. And then we also did like the collectibles together as well. You do have to collect them yourself individually, but you can run around in like the same lobby and like get the trophies that way. We were a little bit scared that one of the collectibles would be glitched, but thankfully it wasn't. But again, the trophies that I haven't earned, there's like about 10 trophies, some fairly easy ones. I just need to join somebody's lobby on this one that's like at end game, because I don't have my save file, so I'm at the start of the game. I just need to sort of go to an end game area and just clean up the miscellaneous trophies that I don't have. Hello Neighbor 2, I wasn't really a fan of this one. It was a little bit too janky. Interesting kind of concept. The Evil Within 2, I did start this because I was going to do like a horror platinum list video, like a top 10 list thing. Just never really got around to doing it, to be honest, which is quite unfortunate. Maybe I will revisit it though in the future. Amnesia Debunker, yeah, this one was actually quite fun. It's an ultra rare one, kind of difficult to do, but it's like not the hardest in the world. You can follow a guide, but I think there's some stuff that may be random. So yeah, it's I would say go for it if you like horror games as well. It's quite an enjoyable horror game, and there are some difficult sections. Signalis as well, very interesting game. I do like what it did. It was like very unique. The final boss battle though was quite like awkward to do and quite difficult. So there's a slight challenge there, but it's an interesting game for sure. A kind of difficult platinum, but not too bad. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So yeah, all I need to do for this is just do the zombie stuff and do the Easter egg. I think I need to scan all of the weapons in the campaign, and there's like 2 of them which are like RNG. So just things like that. But yeah, it's just playing zombies in Spaceland, which again I just need to put together a gaming session to do, and the platinum will be mine. Shout out though to I can't remember the guy's name, but essentially he runs sessions to help people get the multiplayer trophy that is like glitched, because I don't understand why, but essentially one of the multiplayer trophies in this game just doesn't work, and I think it's for win 5 matches in online multiplayer. For some reason it just doesn't work anymore, which is very strange. It's like you need to join somebody's lobby in a specific server. I think it's in Asia, and then you play a game of gun game, and then after you play that game, you don't even have to win it, you get the trophy. That's how I got it. But yeah, it's really weird that they broke it and have never fixed it since. So it's a super rare game to get. Just be careful if you're getting it in 2024 or 2025 now and onwards, because you need to find somebody who's active within PSN profiles or Xbox to help you with that one. Overcooked 2, so I got this platinum with my girlfriend, and 0.9% as well, ultra rare, like one of the rarest trophies. Like I think that there have been rarer in this video, but it's definitely up there in like the top 3 or 5 of rarest trophies. And it's like our first ever like proper like platinum experience, which I'm like so chuffed with that we played that together, and we survived the heat in the kitchen. So super proud of that one. And we played actually. We'll get to it in a little bit. Well, we played a way out together as well. EA Sports FC 25, again, I actually really like it this year. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has taken over, though, my love for multiplayer games at the minute. But again, it's pretty much just doing pro clubs that I need to finish off. That's all I need to do. Will I do it? I don't know, man. It is difficult getting to the Elite Division now because my friends don't really play it too much. We play Call of Duty. Visage. Played a little bit of this game. It's quite a fun horror game. It's very much reminiscent of the PT playable teaser demo. If you're a member of the channel, you would have seen my videos from 10 years ago of me reacting to it. But yeah, I need to complete it and get the platinum. It's another game I'll go back to. But yeah, very interesting horror game, that one. The Last of Us Part 1, really enjoyed this one. First time I've played it since like PlayStation 3. That's the last time I've played it. So 11 years later, playing it, I did it on Grounded, which I think is the hardest mode. First time, wow, like what a game. And like that, like, not every game needs to be remade or remastered, but this one really benefited from it in my opinion, and that's how you should probably play a game. That's why I didn't play the PS4 version, because I was like, it literally came out a year ago or 2 years ago on PS3, like nothing's going to change besides zonking it over. So yeah, A Way Out then as well. Again, I played through this with my girlfriend. We had a lot of fun with this one as well. And there's the same developers from this are releasing a new game that was announced at the Game Awards, which I'm sure that now that we've got the feel for co-op games, we'll play that one together as well. Yeah, the Expanse up next is another Telltale game. Probably one of the worst ones I've played, like generally one of the worst ones I've played. Graphically, it looked insane, but there's a lot of collectible trophies, and there's trophies. It was like keep everybody alive, and if you make one tiny mistake in the first mission, then it ruins that trophy. So then you have to do another playthrough again. It's one of those things where you can say, "Oh yeah, we'll play it through twice then and do it," but it's like, I don't know. It's a Telltale game. They're meant to be simple platinums, which is like what we've been conditioned to. But I think as well, if I actually enjoyed it, if it was a Walking Dead one, for instance, and it was a good story, I wouldn't have minded having to replay it. But this game generally sucked. Like the story, like I just didn't like it one bit. I've not seen the TV show. Maybe if I watched the TV show, I'd have a better understanding of the lore in the universe. But I don't think that you should have to watch something in order to play a game. Like, you should be able to jump into the game and still enjoy yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one. I cleaned up South Park The Stick of Truth as well. So played this in 2019, it seems, probably for the first time. And then just went back, had to replay the game again to like get collectibles and things like that, and ultimately the platinum. Again, really good fun on that South Park game. Goat Simulator 3, again, it's just a good laugh. There is one glitch trophy that, again, another member of the community helped out with, Neil, shout out to you, finding all movie tapes. This was glitched. There was a glitch trophy in it previously. They fixed it and then broke the game again, and essentially like you couldn't take these movie tapes across the map. There's one that you couldn't take across the map. It was just glitched. It just like slingshotted backwards and wouldn't go over to where it needed to go at the waypoint. If you join someone's game that has all 6 of the movie tapes, then you can just put them in their lobby. So thankfully there is a way around getting that one. I don't know if it's been patched since. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This was my 175th platinum, so a nice little milestone. And it is a ultra rare 2%. What can I say? I love Dragon Ball. Really fun game. I think probably the longest thing was doing the 100 online battles, which I just ended up boosting with, again, another member of the community, Dart. So thank you for that one, broski. And then we've got Awaken Astral Blade. It's kind of like a Metroidvania, I believe the word is, and I got given a code from the developer themselves, so of course go and check them out if you're into that. It's quite fun. I will need to jump back into it, but it's of course not on the top of my priority list. And then we get into the fun stuff here. So this is when this section here is when I did a challenge for charity in November, and I tried to get 10 platinums within 24 hours. So In the Rays of Light was the first game. It's a walking sim. It's actually really fun, pretty short. There is one section where it's in the dark, so it's very hard to navigate, which is the only downside, but really fun. Etherborn, I was blown away by this game. It's a puzzle game, but it's like a good puzzle game, and it's like, I can't describe it, but it's like you'll be walking on a surface, and then you can change the surface you're walking on, and the map flips. Absolutely unreal. And what I will be doing is, if you are a member of the channel, there may already be a video up on for members watching to watch the uncut version of the stream. Unfortunately, you can't leave streams on YouTube over 11 hours and 59 minutes, and of course, being a 24-hour stream, YouTube just can't process it as a VOD. Luckily, I've just compiled all of the clips together, so out of context clips, trophy pots, things like that. The video is like 3 or 4 hours long, and it's exclusively only for members of the channel to go and watch as well. So next up, we've got Doctor Who: The Lonely Assassins. This is like a text-based game, and I think it started off as a mobile game and got ported over. Really fun, really fun. I actually enjoyed that one. Amanda the Adventurer as well. This game, I really enjoyed it. It's like a horror game on like a VHS tape. It kind of like is like a children's kind of laugh kind of thing, but it's like obviously horror. Do be careful and do not play the PS4 version, because at the time of making this video, it's got like a hidden trophy list where the trophy list doesn't show up on your account like here, but it's like invisible, and it means that you can't sync your trophies. I have reached out to the developers of the game, and they said that they are working on a fix, and they have contacted Sony, but just wanted to flag things up, because if you press the button and sync with PlayStation Network here, it will kind of bug out and give you an error message. Your account still links to PSN profiles and updates fine though, but if you're wondering why you've played it like Amanda the Adventurer on PS4, that's the reason why it kind of messes up your list, but it could be fixed by the time you're watching this. Next up, we've got Waifu Impact 2. This game was so bad in comparison to the first one. Like, the first one was actually quite good. This one just did too much. It was a sequel, so they had to go bigger, better, and it just didn't work. And there are no guides online for this, like no guides at all. So I'm surprised as many people have the platinum, because I was on the stream like racing against the clock, and I was like, this is confusing. Like, how do I get this? Like, I didn't enjoy that one too much. Creepy Tale, some other place, 12.2% of players, very rare. I don't think many people own this game. I'd say there's maybe like 50 game owners, or no, it's not like that, but it's not many people own the game. Very underrated, very hidden gem, this one. I would definitely recommend it. Really good fun, and it is a straightforward platinum to get, but do enjoy yourself with it. We've got the Grinch Christmas Adventures, so I got this one on the 1st of December. I was like, I'm going to pop a Christmas trophy in December, like, why not? It's honestly a really good game. It's a really fun platforming game. I got it on Amazon for about 20 quid. If you're looking for a bit of Christmas fun or just an easy platinum, do it. It's a good game. Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil. It's just a janky, cheap horror game. It's not bad, but there's sections of the game where it's pitch black and you can't see anything, and you can't improve the darkness brightness setting. So it's very difficult and frustrating. And then South Park Snow Day. So I actually gave away this game as part of one of the milestones for charity, where we raised over £300. So thanks very much to everyone involved in that. But yeah, I signed the copy of this game and gave it away, and we did get the platinum for this. Unfortunately, it kind of didn't fall within the midst of the 24-hour challenge, because there was quite a few, like, I had a crash once when I was doing a run through, and there's like some annoying trophies where you need to get the last hit on the boss to register the kill, but you've got AI teammates that can kill steal. So the amount of times where I thought I got something or did a trophy, but my teammate stole the kill, and then I needed to run through a 30-minute mission again, like, you can understand how I lost my head and lost so much time. But here's what it is. It's that's life. Raven's Hike. This is only a rare, but this game is insanely difficult. Like, insanely difficult. You need to complete the game in an hour or less. I'm sure if you practice at it and was good at this game, you would get it. But for a clown like me, absolutely not. If you play games like Super Meat Boy and things like that, you'd probably breeze past this. It gives me a similar style of you having to like traverse around the. Is it like a platformer, like that kind of like boxed in level? It was an interesting game. I just wasn't very good at it, but that was also part of the challenge. So everything from In the Rays of Light all the way to Raven's Hike was involved in that challenge. And then 36 Fragments of Midnight. if I platinum the South Park game, I was gonna do this game, but where this game seemed like it was a 5 minute platinum, it for some reason it's not loading, but it took me probably about 40 minutes because I kept messing up. It's quite a high percentage in terms of. It seems it's not going to load, unfortunately, but um, the percentage on it is fairly high for what it is. But it's not too bad. Like it is easy, but it can be difficult at the same time. So I think I've run into an error here. So I won't be able to go into the platinums unfortunately now, but I can still talk about the games because for some reason I think my connection is not working, which is really strange. It's a trophy list. It should work. Anyway, anywho, Minecraft PS5 edition. This became available as a free upgrade for PlayStation 5 players or owners of the game. You can join somebody's world and pop all of the trophies. And the only trophies that you need to do is the 100 days, or the 100-day one. It takes about 27 to 30 hours to do if you just either play or leave your console idle. There's a creative mode trick that you can do, sort of. I watched a tutorial on how to like set up the worlds so you could creative mode in some of the trophies as well, because not all of them popped. But fairly easy one to clean up there. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Oh, it's all loading now. Fantastic. So just going back to 36 Fragments of Midnight, it's a common. It's a bit deceiving. It's a bit harder than you think. And then Minecraft as well is a 0.4 ultra rare, just if you cared. And that's I'm joking, that's not the end of the list. Almost the end of the list. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. So if you remember, I said that I wanted to pop games very close to each other, like in the list. So I wanted to get Shadow of Mordor, then Shadow of War. So I kind of left some of these trophies because I wanted to play the next game next to it. And I've still not done it. I wanted to get the platinums next to each other. But I've kind of made the mistake of, I don't know how to get any of these trophies here, or not easily, because I've forgotten how to play the game. So it's a case of relearning the game in order to get it. But I have popped a couple of trophies recently again. But as we can see, I was playing this back in 2023 in December. So sort of this time a year ago, pretty much. And I've just revisited it now. And then God of War, I was actually streaming on the channel for the first time. I will clean up the platinum in my own time. I would not let people sit through that snore fest on stream. I thought the game was mid. I thought it was okay. The fighting was good and things like that, but the storyline, I don't know. I've never played a previous God of War game, so I'm not brought into the franchise. I don't really understand the hype of why it's so good, but maybe that's people that are like lifelong fans of it, which I can respect. But for me, 5, 6 out of 10, serviceable. I could have happily never played it, but I could have also happily played it and like not regretted it, sort of thing. It was just okay. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, so that's a platinum, a historic platinum. So all of this is the Black Ops 6 trophies popping because they're in the same launcher now, which is kind of frustrating. But then we can see Call of Duty Black Ops 6, so I'm super duper close to getting the platinum for this. I just need to research 10 augments and zombies, but if you've played it, you know how long it takes. You ideally want to wait for a double XP weekend to get this one. But I think I'm almost at 6 out of 10, so it takes a lot of time. I'm not in a rush to get the Black Ops 6 platinum either. And then there's just a couple of like mini Easter eggs that I need to do there. But apart from that, like everything else is done. The Easter eggs are pretty easy, but when we did them, we didn't do them optimally, so it was kind of challenging, but definitely doable. Plague Tale Innocence, again, I played this game in 2021, and then I recently went back and cleaned it up. I did like chapter select and things like that just to clean it up. I'd recommend watching a guide on your first playthrough for this game or the second game. Just watch a guide, play it through, and then get the collectibles as you're doing the game, because it's a little bit long to jump back into it after, when I played it. It's a bit frustrating. A Quiet Place, A Road Ahead as well. I'm playing through this at the moment, so I'm a little bit of the way through. It's really good. It's a really good horror game. Reminds me of Alien Isolation, sort of being chased by a big monster. There are some speedrun trophies as well, which I find quite interesting in the game. Are these the speedrun trophies? Where are they? Yeah, so like there are some in them, but you can put the game onto easy to do it and obviously follow a guide to do so. It adds an interesting dynamic to it, which I don't mind too much, like not too much, it kind of works. The only critique is there are a lot of collectibles, so I am following a guide with it as I'm going through the levels because there's like a lot of collectibles per mission, and I just think getting through the game and then having to replay chapter select to get like 40 collectibles. That's just a random number, but they are like quite high in some of the missions. It would just be too long. I'm still having a lot of fun playing it through, watching a guide, like really, really good, but optimally you'd probably not do that. Silent Hill 2 as well, I'm playing this through on the channel right now, as of recording, sort of in December. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm getting completely scared with it. The last thing that we did on the game last night at the time of recording this video was defeating the flesh slip, which I won't say what I think it looks like. I saved that for the stream and what I compared it to. But yeah, I'm playing this through for the first time, so I may still be playing this when you're watching this video. Just check out the live tab on my channel to see what I'm up to. And then also today I run a podcast with Nostromo, the Trophy Hoarders podcast. It's on Spotify and YouTube, and we actually did a stream today, again as of recording, of us playing Helldivers 2 on the channel for that. So I actually managed to get these 2 trophies today, and as you can see, I'm super close to getting the platinum trophy, but it's just getting the ship modules, which is it just gets harder with each update and more difficult to do. So yeah, it will come eventually, but I'll be super happy to get that one out of the way. And that's it. This is what my account looks like. So level 520, over 10,000 platinums, 187, sorry, 10,000, over 10,000 trophies and 187 platinums. What I will do is, because I've only shown you like year 2 of my YouTube journey and sort of platinum hunting. What I will do is when I get to 200 trophies, I'll show you all of this stuff down here and going all the way back to the very start of, the very first platinum trophy I've got. Like, there's so many games that I've played, and it's obviously going to be a very big video. I'm conscious that this video is also going to be quite a big video as well. So yeah, just in terms of what I'm going through at the minute, I'm going through Silent Hill, I'm going through A Quiet Place, I've obviously got Black Ops 6 on the agenda. I'm wanting to play House Flipper because that looks like quite a chill game. We've got Dying Light in the background, we've got Helldivers 2 in the background, Infinite Warfare in the background, so many games in the background. And then I was going to do Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4 as well for some reason. And then I've also got like Phasmophobia that I want to try out, but I don't know if I'm going to platinum them. There's lots of games that I'm going to be playing in the new year, and I'm sure I'll be doing some more challenges along with that. I just need to sort of kind of take a break. I've done 2 big challenges this year. The 24-hour 10 platinums and 24 hours video will be out soon, hopefully. But yeah, it's been a lot this year, and it's been really good. So thank you so much for sitting through this. This is almost a movie length video of me talking about my year 2 of platinum trophy hunting. And I just want to say a thank you to everybody that supported me this year, without being too cringy and things like that. Of course, I probably wouldn't have kept going if it wasn't for everybody's support. So moving into 2025, of course, I'm going to continue to get better and hopefully do as much more for the community as I can. We run a lot of events for the community, members only live streams, sort of members only community nights and things like that. So of course I want to continue with that. And yeah, a lot more plans, a lot more with the Trophy Hoarders podcast that I'm looking forward to happening in the new year that we can't talk about just yet. But yeah, it's going to be it's been a great year. Obviously, second year of doing YouTube, and we're only going to continue to grow in the next year, and do many more challenges and hopefully collaborations. So thank you so much for watching, and this is probably going to be one of the last videos. I don't know if I'll be streaming in 2024, but this will probably be the last video of 2024. So thanks so much. I hope you've had a good year, and let's have an awesome 2025. Thank you so much, everyone.